What if I told you that you didn't find this video? This video found you. That something ancient, intelligent, and unseen guided your eyes here at this exact moment because your soul was ready to wake up? The Egyptians called this force Thoth, the keeper of hidden wisdom, the architect of consciousness. And right now, that same energy is speaking to you through this message. The timing isn't random. The fact that you didn't scroll away means something deep inside you already knows there's more to your reality than what you've been told. You've been living inside a system so subtle that you hardly notice it. A mental matrix that repeats the same cycles over and over again. The same frustrations, the same people, the same emotional patterns dressed in new stories. You've probably wondered why things change just enough to feel new, but not enough to feel free. It's because there's an invisible code running your life, keeping you in familiar loops of thought and emotion. But the moment you start to question it, the moment you feel that something isn't right, you're already breaking through the first layer of illusion. That's why you're here. That little hesitation before you almost scrolled away. That was no accident. That was your higher self taking the wheel. You're dangerously close to waking up from the trance that's kept humanity asleep for generations. This isn't motivation. This isn't self-help. This is activation. And if you stay with me for the next few minutes, I'll give you the first key that unlocks everything. You've always felt it. The quiet discomfort. The sense that life should be richer, deeper, more real. The void that success, attention, or distraction never fill. That emptiness isn't failure. It's a calling. It's your soul whispering that you've outgrown the shell you were born into. Most people ignore that whisper and drown it in noise. But you didn't. You stopped. You're still listening. That's how you know this message is for you. If you're ready to step out of illusion, comment below. The key has been activated because once you name it, you claim it. Imagine your life as a river flowing in one familiar direction. Suddenly, the current shifts. You reach a fork, a choice point. The water moves faster. The pull becomes stronger. That intensity you feel isn't chaos. It's energy. It's the force of transformation trying to carry you toward the ocean of your true potential. Most people resist it. They cling to the banks of what's safe and known, mistaking comfort for peace. But this current doesn't come to drown you. It comes to deliver you. It's the same force that turns caterpillars into butterflies, seeds into forests, and confusion into clarity. It's not destroying you. It's sculpting you. The universe is alive and conscious, responding to your thoughts in real time. Carl Jung called it synchronicity, meaningful coincidences that the logical mind can't explain. You asked for a sign, a breakthrough, a doorway, and this is it. That strange magnetism pulling you toward these words is the universe speaking back to you in its native language. Feeling. Don't fight it. Don't run from it. Breathe into it. That sensation in your chest is the energy of awakening. Every moment you stay present with this energy, your internal code begins to rewrite itself. You're teaching your body that change is not danger. It's destiny. You're reprogramming your cells to recognize expansion as safety. You're syncing your vibration with the next level of your existence before it even arrives. This is how awakening happens. Not through effort, but through awareness. And right when you start to feel that shift, a familiar voice appears. It sounds like logic, but it's fear pretending to protect you. It whispers, "This is weird. Turn it off. Go back to what's normal." That's the voice of your old self, the gatekeeper of your comfort zone. It's done its job well, but now it's outdated. Its goal is to keep you in the known. Even if the known is misery, it will use your memories, your doubts, and your past failures as evidence to stop you. But that's not truth. It's programming. The real cost of listening to that voice is invisible but heavy. Every time you obey it, you shrink. Every time you silence your curiosity, a small part of your soul fades. That feeling of emptiness, that quiet sadness, that sense that you're watching your life instead of living it. That's the price of choosing safety over freedom. And society loves that. Predictable people are easy to control, easy to sell to, easy to distract. The system thrives on your silence, but your soul didn't come here to be silent. That emptiness inside you is not a flaw. It's a sacred space waiting to be filled by truth. When you stop running from it, it becomes a doorway to power. The discomfort you feel right now isn't danger. It's the seed cracking open. The old layer of you is breaking apart so that your true self can emerge. The voice of fear screams loudest just before it loses power. Let it scream. It's proof that something real is shifting. You are evolving from a reactive being to a conscious creator. This process feels like dying because part of you is the part that was built to survive rather than live. But this death is sacred. Every time you observe fear without surrendering to it, you reclaim your power. You teach your cells a new truth. I am safe in expansion. Now step back for a moment and watch your life as if it were a movie. See the patterns, repeated relationships, similar disappointments, familiar frustrations. They're not coincidences. They're codes. Life is showing you, again and again, exactly where your energy is stuck. The universe doesn't punish. It mirrors. It sends you the same lesson in different forms until you see it clearly enough to choose differently. If abandonment keeps showing up, perhaps it's time to stop abandoning yourself. If scarcity keeps repeating, maybe the lesson is to see that your true wealth is already within you. If rejection haunts you, maybe the message is to finally accept yourself completely. Life isn't against you. It's teaching you in the only language it knows: experience. Everything moves in rhythm. Thoth called it the principle of rhythm. Everything rises and falls, flows and returns. When you're unaware, you're tossed by the tide. You rise with joy and crash with despair, never realizing you're not the wave, you're the ocean. But once you awaken, you learn to ride the rhythm consciously. You recognize the cycle and whisper, I've been here before, but this time, I'll choose differently. That's when the spell breaks. By staying here, breathing through this message, you've already done something most never do. You've stepped outside the loop. You've stopped reacting and started observing. You're no longer just an actor lost in the story. You've become the director. From that higher view, you can see the script repeating, and for the first time, you hold the pen. You can write a new scene. You can rewrite the ending. Don't judge yourself for the repetitions. Every loop was training. Every heartbreak was a classroom. Every mistake was data for this awakening. Nothing was wasted. Every experience brought you to the exact vibration that could hear this truth. You were never late. You were being prepared. And now, the secret your life has been trying to tell you finally reveals itself. The power to escape every cycle, every limitation, every illusion. It's not out there. It's inside you. It's the awareness that watches, the stillness behind your thoughts, the silence that notices the noise but doesn't become it. That awareness is your true self. It's the consciousness observing all things without being owned by any of them. When you rest as the observer, fear dissolves. The matrix loses its grip. You remember that you were never trapped. You were dreaming, and the dream ends the moment the dreamer wakes up. You become the witness, the silent consciousness that sees, feels, and creates without attachment. This is the master key, the one that changes everything. The moment you become aware of awareness itself, reality starts to bend, the code collapses, and the story resets. You are no longer a product of your past. You are the author of your now. So breathe, feel it. The key is turning. The illusion is fading. The part of you that was asleep is opening its eyes. Whisper softly to yourself, the key has been activated, and know that in this very moment, it truly has. When you enter true stillness, something extraordinary happens. You stop being the pawn in your own mind's endless game. You are no longer trapped in the maze of your thoughts, pushed and pulled by emotions and impulses. You become the one who sees the board clearly, the player, not the piece. That is where real freedom begins. Each moment you practice this awareness, the grip of old fears and habits weakens. You begin aligning with a wiser, ancient intelligence that watches life instead of being consumed by it. From that higher view, what once felt chaotic starts to make sense. You see how every storm carries hidden order, and it's from that place of quiet observation that true transformation begins to unfold. Imagine your mind as the vast sky, and your thoughts as clouds passing through. Sometimes the sky is clear and calm, sometimes it's cloudy, or even full of thunder and lightning. Yet, the sky itself never changes. It remains open, spacious, untouched. You are that sky. The thoughts, the emotions, the sensations, they come and go, but you are the awareness that sees them. When you realize this, you stop identifying with every cloud that drifts by. Fear, anger, sadness, they may appear, but they don't define who you are. They move through your space, but they do not own it. That is the essence of witness consciousness, the realization that you are not your thoughts, but the silent observer behind them. This single shift changes everything. It is the difference between being lost in the dream and waking up inside it. The great teachers, Buddha, Christ, and the sages of Advaita, all pointed to this truth. They taught that suffering arises when you mistake your mind for yourself. When the mind says, I am afraid, and you believe it, you become fear itself. When it says, I am sad, you wear sadness as your identity. But when you begin to observe the mind instead of obeying it, something sacred happens. You hear the voice of the mind saying, there is a sad thought, and you remain at peace. You see that thoughts are like waves, and you are the ocean. You break the spell. You wake from the hypnosis that has controlled humanity for thousands of years. Practicing this doesn't require effort or belief. It begins simply, right here, right now. Watch the next thought that appears in your head. Don't analyze it or fight it. Just notice it as you would notice a car passing on the road. Ah, there's a thought about tomorrow. Then let it go. Notice the quiet moment before the next thought arises. That gap, that tiny moment of silence, is your doorway to freedom. Inside that space, your true nature lives. In that space, there is peace. In that space, there is power. At first, the silence might last for only a fraction of a second, but with practice, it expands. And as it expands, so does your control over your reactions. You stop living like a puppet of the world and start becoming the conscious author of your experience. When you live from this awareness, you move from reaction to response. A reactive person is ruled by the world around them. Someone insults them, and they explode. A problem appears, and they panic. They are like a small boat tossed by the waves of circumstance. A responsive person, however, lives from the calm center between stimulus and response. They see anger arise and choose not to act on it. They feel fear come and let it pass. In that pause, they regain their power. They become the master of their own inner universe. That state of witnessing is your direct connection to the divine, to the eternal, unchanging awareness that was never born and will never die. When you align with it, you begin to see life through the eyes of the spirit, not the ego. What once seemed unbearable becomes manageable. What once seemed enormous becomes small. You find an inner calm that no one can disturb. You realize that life's storms do not break you, they polish you. From this space of inner stillness, deeper wisdom starts to unfold. It's as if you begin to see a map that was always here, but invisible before. The ancients said this map was guarded by Thoth, the divine scribe of Egypt, the keeper of hidden knowledge. He recorded the universal principles that shape reality itself. These principles, known as the 7 Hermetic Laws, are the invisible software behind existence. They are not religious dogmas. They are cosmic mechanics. Whether you believe in them or not, they govern your life just as gravity does. You can ignore gravity, but you cannot escape its pull. The same is true with these laws. To understand them is to begin to understand how to shape your reality consciously. The first law is the law of mentalism. It says that all is mind, that consciousness is the foundation of everything. The universe is mental. Every object, event, and experience is a thought in the universal mind. Because your mind is a spark of that same source, you can create your reality through your dominant thoughts and beliefs. The world does not simply happen to you. It happens through you. You are not a victim of circumstances. You are a participant in creation. Change your thoughts, and the world around you changes. The second law is the law of correspondence. As above, so below. As within, so without. This means that your inner world and outer world mirror each other perfectly. If your life feels chaotic, it is because your inner world is unsettled. If you want peace, cultivate peace within. If you want love, nurture love inside yourself. Stop trying to polish the reflection in the mirror. Clean the mirror itself. When you align the inside, the outside must follow, because it is law. The third law is the law of vibration. Nothing is still. Everything moves. Everything vibrates at its own frequency. Your thoughts, emotions, and even your words are vibrations that broadcast signals into the universe, attracting experiences that match them. Fear attracts fear. Gratitude attracts abundance. You are a magnet for the vibration you hold most often. This is why mindfulness and emotional regulation are so powerful. They tune your signal to what you truly want to receive. The fourth law is the law of polarity. Everything has its opposite. Light and dark, hot and cold, love and hate. Yet, these opposites are only extremes of the same thing. Love and hate are both expressions of passion. Fear and courage are both movements of energy on the same line. When you understand this, you learn that transformation is not about destroying one end, but moving along the scale toward the other. You can transmute fear into courage, doubt into faith, anger into clarity, by choosing a higher vibration on the same spectrum. The fifth law is the law of rhythm. Everything moves in cycles. The tides, the seasons, the rise and fall of nations, the inhale and exhale of your own breath. There are high times and low times, activity and rest, birth and decay. When you fight the natural rhythm of life, you suffer. When you learn to move with it, you flow. When you're in a low phase, rest. When you're in a high phase, create. This is how you stay balanced and in harmony with the universe. The sixth law is the law of cause and effect. Nothing happens by chance. Every effect has a cause, and every cause creates an effect. Randomness is only a name we give to causes we cannot yet see. Everything you experience is a result of something you set in motion through actions, emotions, or thoughts. When you understand this, you take full responsibility for your life. You stop waiting for luck and start planting deliberate causes that lead to deliberate outcomes. The seventh law is the law of gender. Everything contains both masculine and feminine energy. These are not about gender identity, but about principles of creation. The masculine is active, focused, and assertive. The feminine is receptive, intuitive, and nurturing. Creation requires both. To manifest anything, you must set a clear intention, masculine, and then allow it to unfold in trust, feminine. Doing and allowing are two halves of one creative process. When they are in harmony, your creations flow naturally. These 7 laws form the blueprint of reality. They are the hidden code of manifestation, the pattern behind every event and every form of growth. Once you begin to understand and live by them, you stop fighting life and start dancing with it. You become a conscious co-creator with the universe. You move from victimhood to mastery. You realize that life isn't something happening to you. It's something happening through you. Now comes the deeper truth. You are reading this because you are ready, not because someone chose you, but because your frequency has reached a point of readiness. Imagine your consciousness as a radio. All your life, you've been tuned to a certain frequency, attracting experiences and people that match your inner signal. Recently, your frequency has shifted. Something within you, maybe pain, maybe curiosity, maybe the exhaustion of repeating the same patterns, has begun to change your signal. You're tuning higher, and that's why you can now receive this message. A year ago, or even a month ago, you might not have noticed these words at all. You might have clicked away. The fact that you stayed means your energy is resonating at a new level. Thoth doesn't choose people. He records when they are ready. Your willingness to pause, your refusal to skip, your openness to receive. These were your signs of readiness. You were not chosen by an outside force. You chose yourself by refusing to quit your own evolution. Every challenge, heartbreak, and struggle has been part of your inner alchemy, burning away what no longer serves you, dissolving your old limitations, raising your vibration little by little. What felt like breaking was actually refining. Each tear washed away the dust that covered your light. Each disappointment shaped your wisdom. Each moment of pain prepared your heart to hold truth. Now your energy matches the frequency of awakening. The very fact that you understand these words means your consciousness has expanded. You are beginning to live as the witness, not the storm. You are learning that the same laws that move the stars also move within you. You are remembering that the sky is not broken by the clouds. You are not the noise. You are the awareness that hears it. And when you live from that place, life itself becomes your teacher. Every event becomes a mirror. Every person becomes a messenger. Every silence becomes an invitation to return to the truth. You were never lost, only remembering. You were never small, only asleep to your own magnitude. And now, in this moment of still awareness, you awaken as what you have always been, the sky itself, infinite, open, and free. You've arrived at the point where something inside you has shifted. You're no longer being carried by life. You're steering it. This is the threshold between living by chance and living by choice. The universe never violates your free will. It waits until you are ready and then shows you the doors that were always there. The difference is that now your eyes can finally see them. Readiness is the key that makes what was invisible become clear. You were not given power. You uncovered it. You were not rescued. You prepared yourself for your own transformation. What you feel now is not luck, but recognition. It's time to stop seeing yourself as someone broken or small. You're neither lost nor late. You're a being in evolution, standing at the precise intersection where modern science meets ancient spiritual truth. You were chosen because you became ready to stop blaming and start taking responsibility, ready to stop chasing answers in others and begin listening to your own inner intelligence. Reality isn't something fixed and unchangeable. It's an energetic field that responds to the focus of your consciousness. Right now, you're standing on the edge of enormous potential. Quantum physics teaches that countless possibilities exist at once as waves of probability. And it's your observation, your attention, that collapses one possibility into reality. Every choice, every thought, every emotion shapes which version of life solidifies before you. This very moment is your pivot point. Your conscious decision to choose a new direction activates a different path in the field of possibilities. The more aligned, powerful version of you already exists as energy. It isn't something you have to invent. You simply have to align with it. The nervousness or fear you might feel right now isn't danger. It's the vertigo that comes right before you leap into a higher state of being. Imagine the universe as an infinite ocean of energy containing every version of your life. There's a version of you that's confident, healthy, fulfilled, and abundant. There's also a version that's stuck, doubtful, and afraid. These possibilities are all real, existing side by side as potential forms. They are waiting for you, the observer, to choose. Your attention is the most powerful instrument you possess. Wherever your attention goes, your energy flows, and that energy turns potential into experience. Until now, much of your focus has been shaped by unconscious programming, old memories, inherited fears, and beliefs that taught you what was possible and what wasn't. Those patterns acted like tinted lenses, filtering your reality. They made you repeat the same experiences again and again because your beliefs created your world, and your world kept proving your beliefs right. But now you've awakened to the truth. You are the observer. You can change the lens. You can direct your focus toward the possibility you want instead of the limitation you fear. This moment of choice is what we call a quantum leap. It's not slow. It doesn't require years of preparation. It's an instant shift in awareness from who I was to who I choose to be now. When you remove your energy from the timeline of fear and lack and place it fully into the timeline of creation and love, the entire field around you rearranges. The higher version of you isn't far away in time. It exists now, like a frequency waiting for you to tune in. To tune in, you combine clear thought with deep emotion. The mind creates the picture, and the heart provides the power. When both send the same signal, your whole being emits a new electromagnetic signature, and the universe mirrors it back through matching experiences. You stop asking and start embodying. You stop waiting for miracles and start broadcasting the energy of one. This is coherence, the state where your thoughts and emotions are aligned with the reality you desire. Fear will still whisper. The body may resist because it's used to the chemistry of stress and worry. Doubt will appear because your mind is trying to protect the old you. But remember, fear is not a sign you're wrong. It's the echo of your past self fading away. The question is simple. Is your vision of the future stronger than your memory of the past? If it is, leap. You're not jumping into emptiness. You're leaping into the arms of your higher self, the version of you that's been guiding you all along. You are not lost. You're returning home. The decision, however, needs an anchor, a way to translate energy into matter. That anchor is inspired action. Thought creates potential. Action makes it physical. Inspired action doesn't come from panic or pressure. It arises naturally, almost effortlessly, from the stillness that follows a clear decision. It could be something small, a conversation you've been avoiding, a new subject you feel drawn to explore, a habit you decide to end, a walk taken in silence, or even a moment of intentional rest. The universe doesn't respond to how big the action is. It responds to how aligned it feels. Forced action is heavy. It's driven by fear, by the belief that you must control outcomes. Inspired action feels light, direct, and alive. It comes with a quiet certainty. This is what I must do next. When you take these steps, you activate momentum that your logical mind could never plan. You begin to experience synchronicities, numbers repeating, perfect timing, conversations that answer your questions, opportunities that seem to appear out of nowhere. These are not coincidences. They're confirmations from the universe that your new frequency has been received. Each inspired step is a vote of confidence in your new timeline. You act like the person you choose to become, even before the evidence appears. This is how energy becomes matter, by aligning inner decision with outer movement. Over time, these small, aligned actions rebuild your neural pathways. They rewire your brain and train your nervous system to feel safe in abundance, love, and freedom. The more you act in harmony with your chosen reality, the faster that reality stabilizes around you. To reinforce this, keep a quiet awareness of your progress. Each morning, take a slow breath, place your hand on your heart, and declare silently or aloud, I choose my new timeline. Feel that statement resonate through your body. Imagine the version of you who already lives in peace and clarity. Feel what they feel: gratitude, calm, confidence. Memorize that sensation throughout your day. Whenever fear tries to creep in, pause and breathe into that memory. Say to yourself, that's not me anymore. Each time you do, you strengthen the new identity and weaken the old. At night, reflect for a moment. Where did my attention go today? Did I feed the past or the future? Did I respond with fear or with faith? No judgment, only awareness. Awareness itself is transformation. Gratitude at the end of the day acts as a magnet for more alignment tomorrow. This process is the true quantum leap. It's not a single dramatic event, but an unfolding pattern of awareness, intention, emotion, and action, all aligned. With time, you stop waiting for change to happen and realize you have become the change. The universe begins to rearrange itself in response to your steadier signal. You start to see evidence that you are guided, supported, and accompanied by an intelligence larger than your own, but connected to it through your consciousness. When you feel uncertainty, don't panic. Remember, the unknown is not your enemy. It's the space where miracles organize. When something unexpected happens, instead of asking, why is this happening to me? Ask, how is this helping my transformation? That single question keeps your energy open and your vibration high. Take a deep breath now. Feel the energy of your chosen reality vibrating through every cell. Feel the calm power that comes when your heart and mind work as one. Then say quietly, "It is done," not as a wish, but as a recognition that creation has already taken place in the unseen. You are not waiting for it. You are catching up to it. The old programming will try to return. When it does, you no longer have to fight it. Just witness it with compassion. Observe it like a passing cloud and remind yourself, that is the old frequency, and I no longer live there. Each observation without reaction dissolves another layer of the past. You are among the few who are ready to do this work. Many hear the call, but only some respond. You did. That's why you're here, to mark this awakening. Speak or write. TH guided me this far. And know that it's true. Universal intelligence has brought you exactly to this moment. If this message touches you, share it with someone who might be standing on their own edge of change. Every time this wisdom is shared, its signal strengthens. The world doesn't change when you tell it to. It changes when you embody what's possible. You have already begun that process. You've made the decision. You've remembered your power. You've opened the door. The rest unfolds through your presence. Take your next inspired step, no matter how small, and trust the unfolding. The universe is already rearranging itself around your new frequency. The moment is now. The power is already yours.